when we can go all the way back to Bob Stoops back in the OU days, early days, and almost went to Florida. But he didn't. He stuck with OU, and look what happened. I think he made a mistake. I think he should have stayed with Ole Miss. Number 3, I completely 100% agree with the Ole Miss administration. We have offered you more money, and you have reportedly, and you decide, no, you know what? I want to go to LSU while we just made it to the college football playoff. But hey, can I go ahead and coach? Will you be okay if I stay here and coach with all these? I'm an LSU Tiger now, but can I coach these Ole Miss players with this Ole Miss coaching staff that, oh no, I'm not going to, they can make their own decisions on going, but wink, wink, come on over to LSU, guys, because that's where I'm going. Bull crap. Welcome back to Experts of Very Little. My name is The Show. I've got Mo's Nose next to me, and there's Stoney.
There he is.
There he is.
Interesting view we just started with there. How are you guys doing? How are you doing on this? Was December 2nd?
December 2nd.
December 2nd. Yep. It was a busy. Been busy since last Thursday. Had 3 dinners. Had my wife's birthday yesterday. Had to go to high school. Had to go to the high school basketball game tonight since we're game day sponsors. So it's been a busy.
How much weight did he? How much weight did you gain? Let's all tell our weight we gained.
How much weight? I'm going to tell you. I didn't feel right until about Sunday afternoon.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, my gut has been just.
Now I got to do a call out, not a shout out, for my family that sees this. Next time we get together for dinner, remember there's about 40 of us, not 14. Make some more mac and cheese and some mashed potatoes.
Oh,
Matt didn't get any. Make enough for us all to get.
Oh no! Did Matt lose his mind?
Well, I didn't even get no mac and cheese and mashed potatoes.
God! And he ruined his whole entire stinking day.
I'm just telling you, if we're calling out somebody, I'm calling out Tracy. If she ever makes mac and cheese out of a box again, we are separate. We're separated.
Did she not get the 65-inch box?
Bro, she made some homemade mac and cheese, like some baked mac and cheese or some stuff. Bro, I'm just telling you, it was phenomenal.
Oh,
I ate the absolute crap out of it. But
see, this is what I'm talking about with the mac and cheese. Like, it can easily be ruined, but if you do it right, sometimes those baked mac and cheeses are.
Oh, hey, I'm telling you, it was straight slapping.
Dang,
I've done some smoked mac and cheese.
Oh, I think I've had some of your smoked mac and cheese.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad, not bad.
At one of the many Super Bowl parties that we've had to host because the Chiefs have been there. However, John, I think something happened. What?
Hey,
what?
I told you so.
Oh my gosh! Look at Dak enjoying his Thanksgiving dinner there, and Mahomes just looking in.
So great stat for the Dallas Cowboys the last 2 games, and I don't want to hear another word from John that the Chiefs get all the calls, and the Dallas Cowboys last 2 games, their opponents have been called for 12 fouls for 224 yards. Okay,
listen,
the Chiefs got the Chiefs.
No, hold on.
No. When you allow the receivers to push off, okay. Allow the receivers to push off, then any quarterback's going to get burnt. Okay, the Chiefs are the first team in 50 years they get called for 5 pass interference calls. Dan Blandino, who is the Fox analyst and expert, he said he went back and reviewed them. He said there's only 2 of those calls I liked. The other 3 were very you shouldn't have called them. Okay, the Xavier Worthy one, when his guy ran into him, but you're going to call offensive pass interference, and then you have freaking George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb using their physical body. I have no issue if you get beat and just let them play out. But it's too much.
What's this thing you sent me
If
on?
we're talking about all-time first, let's just talk about a very first. The Dallas Cowboys are the first team in history to beat the two teams that were just in the Super Bowl last year in a 5-day span.
Oh wow, that's impressive. Are they in the playoffs right now?
That's a double-barreled loaded stat because I'm sure there's other teams that have beat the two teams in the Super Bowl. They just have playing back-to-back. So that's nothing to be proud of. Good job, bro. That is not no history-making stat.
What's this thing you sent me on X, Mosby, from ML at ML Football? Wild stat. And you just said it, the 24 penalties and all that. But then the very bottom of it said the Eagles and Chiefs have combined for 24 penalties, 219 total yards. But my favorite thing at the bottom of this says the league would like Dallas to remain relevant.
To be relevant.
I think
we've been relevant even though we've been losing. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, it doesn't get very easy here to get to the playoffs. Here, let's look at this here. Cowboys' path to the playoffs. Oh my goodness, I don't know where to start on this one. Thursday you have the Lions, right?
Yes.
Okay. Scenario, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Eagles must go. Okay, if the Cowboys win out, meaning they would beat the Lions, Vikings, Chargers, Commanders, and the Giants, which they're going to go 0-5. But if they won out, they would need the Eagles to go 3-2 against the Chargers, Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Commanders.
Before you go on, explain to John and other people why there's only 5 other teams on here, because they can't pass the NFC South champion, which is only going to be one, and they're not including the Rams in this because right now they're the NFC West champion, and they can't pass them. So those 2 teams. So there's 5 teams they can catch, and this is why it's only 5 teams on here and explaining what.
Okay, I got you. So the Bears have a tough road here. They got the Packers, Browns, Packers, Niners, and Lions. But the thing about the Browns, guys, is that sometimes
that defense is good.
It's weird playing the Browns. Either you'll dominate them or they make it really close and bite you. Packers have the Bears, Broncos, Bears, Ravens, and Vikings. Holy cow. Niners have a bye, which that's what the Panthers have this week, finally.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have the Titans, Colts, Bears, and Seahawks. So, okay, not the easiest road. And then the Seahawks have the Falcons, Colts, Rams, Panthers, and Niners. I'm just telling you, John. So basically, here's what it says, guys. If the Cowboys win out, Eagles have to go 3-2. Bears have to go 2-3. Packers have to go 2-3. Niners have to go 2-2. And the Seahawks have to go 2-3.
Correct.
That's a big ask to the one. That is a lot to, and I give credit. The Dallas has looked good the last couple of games. That offense is good. They look good. Okay, they made stops when they need them, but they got themselves in such a big hole that they need a lot of help. And like we just say, Eagles got to go 3-2. Well, they got the Raiders and Washington twice. Okay, so. The
Chargers with the hurt Herbert.
With the hurt Herbert may not even play. So
yeah,
I mean Buffalo, and then what Buffalo team are you going to get? Okay, then you need the Bears to go 2-3, correct? Well, I mean they could, but let's say the Bears go 3-2, eliminate them. Green Bay's got to go 2-3, right? Well, I mean they got Minnesota on there, Vikings right, or the Ravens aren't looking good. But say they split with the Bears, go 3-2. San Francisco's got an easy schedule coming up. They got to go 2-3. And the Seahawks are good.
I would almost say that they really need the Bears and Packers to split.
I think their best chance is their division. I think that's their best chance.
Where does that sit right now?
They are 1.5 game back, but if the Eagles go 3-2, that puts the Eagles at 11-6, and if the Cowboys win out, the Cowboys will only be what would they be, John? 11-5-1.
Mm-hmm.
So they would overtake them. They would overtake them by a half a game because of that tie. I think the Bears are for real. I think the Bears are for real. I think the way Green Bay's been playing lately is for real. So
yeah,
you took it out of your own hands, kind of like we're going to talk about with the Chiefs took it out of their own hands. Now you got to win out, and you need a lot of help.
So I think I might agree with you there on the division thing, because all the other scenarios are just, they're wild. But what is a game and a half behind the Eagles?
Yeah,
game and a half. So if the Eagles go 3-2, and the Cowboys don't slip up and lose any games and go 5-0 their last 5, they will be ahead of the Eagles by half a game, and they will win the division.
yeah. I think the division's in reach. I know the wild card's going to be a little bit tougher, but I think the clear road is the NFC East. Obviously the Eagles are struggling. They seem to have forgotten to know how to run the ball. Saquon hasn't been as effective the last couple of weeks.
I think that's a lot to do with they made some errors on who they returned on their offensive line. Lane Johnson's out. They let Beckner go and stuff like that.
Also, what's the stat on people who lead the league in rushing attempts the next year?
They usually kind of go downhill. Larry Johnson, remember, back-to-back years, like almost 400 carries. Never heard from him again.
I mean, I remember I avoided Saquon Barkley in fantasy simply because some people were saying, "Oh, he should be the first player drafted." I'm like, I'm not, because I just know that stat doesn't really lie a lot.
Normally,
so you think in this NFC North, the Bears are 9-3 with a 6+ point differential. That's it.
I think the Packers still have 2 or 3 losses in front. It could potentially have another 2 or 3 losses in front of them.
I think the Lions are the one that's going to drop dead there, and I think the Packers and Bears split. I think one of them will be competing for the 1 seed, and one of them, they're both going to be competing for the 1 seed. But I think the Bears and the Packers are the 2 teams, and I think the Lions are getting left behind.
And what's crazy though is the Lions have the best point differential. They just weird. Look at the NFC South point differential. -22 for the Buccaneers, -50 for the Panthers, -33 for the Falcons, and -113 for the Saints. Thank you, Lord, that the Panthers in the NFC South, because we have a shot, baby.
All right. You have a shot to get there.
I would argue, tell me I'm wrong, I would argue we have a better shot to make the playoffs than the Cowboys.
I think you do, because of your division.
They have to have a lot go right. All we got to do is beat the Buccaneers twice.
And if the Cowboys lose, you're playing at Detroit, right? In Detroit?
In Detroit.
So if the Cowboys lose this game on Thursday night, because then you have the Panthers and the Lions ahead of you, tiebreaker. Bears have the tiebreaker over you. You have 3 teams ahead of you that have the tiebreaker over you. So it even gets even harder to make it. So, like, the Cowboys are in must-win, which is going to make them a dangerous team because they're going to be as aggressive as can be, but they are in must-win mode. And, like, pull that graphic up again. If they lose one game, it gets even harder.
I just think it's funny, real quick, that the Rams are 124 point differential, and the Panthers, who are a -50, just beat them. All right.
That's the NFL.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
So if they lose a game, you need the Eagles to go 2-3, Bears go 1-4, Packers go 1-4, San Francisco go 2-3, and Seattle go 1-4. I just don't see it. So if they lose one game, I think it probably eliminates them.
I don't know, John.
Yeah. It's listen, I told you the other day, I don't know that I've ever been as confident in anything as I was when I said that the Cowboys would beat the Chiefs. And listen, after seeing what we've done in person and on TV, whatever, that's cool. I think you see Dallas in the playoffs. I said it in like week 4 or 5, whatever it was. Hey, you guys thought I was stupid. Well, I was talking out my butt then because obviously little did I know we would be doing this crap, going and actually solidifying and getting a real defense. But now I don't know that I see how we don't. I know there's several ways why we don't, but I don't see us missing the playoffs at all.
Mosby even said he gave kudos to Dak. He was like, Dak played good. He texted me that. He's like, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, Dak played good.
You need the Eagles to lose to the Chargers. If the Eagles beat the Chargers, they got win, 3 straight wins. Buffalo, and then they got another win against Washington.
I think Buffalo could pull that
unless Jaden Daniels comes back and is healthy and can sneak out.
Oh, and that's what I say. That makes it dangerous. Washington can become a dangerous.
What? And Jaden Daniels don't even need to be healthy. I mean, because of Mariota can beat anybody. That guy's a backup quarterback. But let's be real, the guy can straight play.
And you know, with Jackson Dart being in for the Giants, they're a dangerous team.
Oh, he scored some fantasy points now.
If you got the Vikings on your schedule, go ahead and mark that a W.
Oh my gosh, how bad are they?
That is a dumpster fire right now.
They're definitely not what they were last year. That's for sure.
The Giants are hoping that you get. Hey, Minnesota, go ahead and get rid of your coach, please.
Hey, John,
100%.
Out of scale of 1 to 10, let's even go further. 1 to 100. 100 being the most confident, and 1 being not at all. We're going to go through your schedule. I want you to give me your confidence rating on the games remaining that the Cowboys can win it.
I'm going to stop you before you start. I'm confident that we can win out 100%.
Okay, but I'm saying like the Lions wouldn't be 100%. Give me the percentage chance that you feel.
I'm 80% on the Lions. The only thing that really worries me is Jahmyr Gibbs. Their secondary is atrocious. The only thing they have back there right now is Branch. Kirby may not be healthy, but the other thing that we have in our favor is Amon-Ra St. Brown may not be playing. So you're missing St. Brown. They just put Terry and Arnold on IR. Kirby Joseph, they don't know if he's going to be able to play or not. I mean, you've got half your secondary that's going to be out on the field are going to
be Detroit.
Yeah, it is at Detroit, but you got a Dak Prescott playing like he's playing. He's going to shred that secondary alive.
Lions are 4-2 at home. The Cowboys are 2-4 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Vikings, 100%.
Yeah, that's a victory. Yeah.
Chargers.
I would say right now 80, 90%, 85, 90%.
Commanders.
100%.
And Giants.
I'm telling you.
You are extra confident right now in the Cowboys.
Bro, I'm telling you.
We'll check back Thursday night.
Check back Thursday night, and I'll be talking just like I am now.
Because if that's an L right there,
you should go live on TikTok for that game.
Who knows? I might
have a watch party. Well, I think I can kind of pinpoint the Chiefs' problem, Mosby. And you tell me if this is correct. The entire Chiefs defensive line has 15 sacks.
What I've been saying through the whole year is we got to be able to get a pass rush, and the only way we can get a pass rush right now is by blitzing people. And I don't care how good your secondary is. Trent McDuffie had a bad day, penalties or whatever. Him and Jalen Watson are two really good corners. Trent McDuffie's an all-pro, okay? But when you can't get pressure on, I don't think John, was Dak put on the ground one time?
Mm-mm.
Not one time.
I don't remember him ever being.
No, the only time they got pressure on him, you know what happened?
He threw a pick in the first quarter, or first possession.
Yeah. That is the only time we got pressure on him. This is the reason why. This is the reason why the Chiefs are 6-6. Is you got freaking, what is that, 15 sacks on a year? I was talking to one of our wrestling coaches last night that helps me coach. I told them in the off season, I would not mind seeing them get rid of Chris Jones. For how much money we're paying him, I think he's the second highest paid player on our team. To have 3 sacks and not be producing, like he's only had 2 games where he looked good, and that was against the Colts and the Broncos. Other than that, the rest of the year, he has. I don't know what you could say. I mean, our secondary is very young. Like I don't care who you are. You can't put him on the island without sacking the quarterback. You got to get pressure on him. You don't even have to sack him, but you got to get pressure on him.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get pressure on him. And if you can't pressure the quarterback, I don't care how good everybody else is around you. It don't matter that we scored 28. We scored 28 points. You should win the game scoring 28 points. Mahomes threw 4 touchdown passes. You should win that game. You should win that game. Another game we lost, Jaguars. We scored a lot of points against the Jaguars. You should win that game. But defense just,
side note, Myles Garrett's season.
Oh, he's gonna break the single season record of sacks.
How crazy
blow it out of the water.
The dude is so.
Is he going to go down as the best defensive end to ever play the game?
Man,
that's a tough one because there's so many of them, but he very well could be.
He's on pace for it. The dude is single-handedly keeping the Browns in games.
It's like, think about, Cooch, if you go back to the football back in the 80s, 90s, or whatever, they're usually in the I formation, they're dropping back. You got to think the defensive ends had a better chance to get sacks back then. This guy's doing a lot of sacks out of the shotgun, different RPOs, different all kinds of crap that's going on. He's got 19 sacks with all that going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's freaking impressive.
It's crazy.
Yep.
I don't know, man. He's unbelievable.
On a team that's struggling that bad.
Kansas City Chiefs dynasty run. They've had 7 AFC conference game appearances, 5 Super Bowl appearances, 5 Super Bowl rings. The Denver Broncos history, 10 AFC conference games appearances, 8 Super Bowl appearances, and 3 Super Bowl rings. Explain.
So the reason why. So this has been because Bronco fans, awesome. You're 10-2, blah blah blah. You call all over Twitter saying the Chiefs are never a dynasty. They've never been what the Broncos are. Broncos have always been the superior team, franchise, blah blah blah. All this is such. Well, this just proves not. I mean, this is just in the Mahomes era. In the Mahomes era, he has overcome everything that your franchise has done in your 50, 60 years of existence.
Well, shots fired at the Broncos here, John. Look at this. We're in crossfire right now.
Take those shots all day long, but I think that's something we said at the beginning of the year.
Last I checked, the Mahomes era is not over yet.
No, but that dynasty is.
Oh,
yeah, is it? Is it? How many times did people put Tom Brady and the Patriots off? Oh, that's over. I mean, they took a couple years off, and then next thing you know, here they come.
Interesting on that was it. Didn't he won the 3 there earlier because of his defenses. Then he went 10 years. I think it was 10 years.
Lost 2 of them. So when people talk about Mahomes,
07, yeah.
Balls, Brady started off 3-2 in his first 5, which is Mahomes' first 5.
And then he picked it back up like after 10 years. He didn't win one, and then like 10 years later, something like that.
And then they won one that they shouldn't have won. Congratulations to the Seahawks offensive coordinator, the worst play call in history.
Oh my gosh!
then they lost. Then they lost to the Eagles. Then they won against the Rams. I believe their last one was against the Rams. So they lost to the Eagles. They beat the Seahawks. They beat the Rams. Who else did they beat in that period?
He was. I don't remember with the Buccaneers, wasn't he?
Well, he won 7 of them. He's 7-4.
Beat the Chiefs.
He lost 4 with he lost 4 with the Patriots, but won 6 with the Patriots. So he lost to the Giants twice, lost to the Eagles. Who was his other loss to? Who else did
you sure? I thought he made it to 10. I thought he was 7-3.
Was he 7-3?
I thought he was 7-3.
Let's look at that.
Yeah.
I thought he lost. I thought he lost 4 of them, but
7-3. He's 7-3.
7-3. Okay, so yeah, so they beat the Seahawks, lost to the Eagles,
Yeah.
beat the Rams.
Yeah, I mean he did a ton there to beat the Rams too. I think he scored 13 points.
13 points, yeah.
Big time.
I think Sony Michel was the Super Bowl MVP.
But he gets all the credit always. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know here. John, you think it's over? Think the dynasty's over?
Yeah, it's over.
I mean, they're not even out of the playoffs yet, as crazy as that is. It's just what are they going to have to do to make the playoffs, Mosby?
You got to win out. I mean, what are we, 6-6? You got to win out. So what's going to help them is they got the tiebreaker. They got some games coming up that can help them get the tie. If we beat Houston this Sunday night, we'll have the tiebreaker over them. We already got the tiebreaker over the Ravens, even though the Ravens might win that division. We have the tiebreaker over the Colts. So our situation is still slim, kind of slim like Dallas's, but we have the tiebreaker over a bunch of these teams ahead of us, and we have a chance to get the tiebreaker if we beat the Chargers, if we beat the Broncos. I mean, and then we still got Tennessee on the schedule. We still got the Raiders on the schedule. So, but you got to win these tough games. I mean, you got to beat the Chargers. It's at home. Denver's at home. So, and Houston are all at home. So we got 3 of our toughest games the rest of the year, all at home. We go to Vegas, which I don't think we've only lost to Vegas one time, and then Tennessee, we know what Tennessee is. But you beat Houston, you got the tiebreaker. You need some more help. You got a little bit of help this week, a couple losses. And the team I think will drop out is the Colts. So it opens up one spot for you or Houston. But you got to win out and you can get it. And then you get in the playoffs. How I always said when people said, oh, you lost the national championship. You got to get to the playoff. You got to get to the tournament to be able to have a chance to win the tournament.
You know how crazy the NFC is right now? Is if the Bears lose, things could sit right to where they drop all the way from the 1 seed to the 7 seed.
Yeah.
7 seed, yep.
NFC is wild right now.
So both of our teams need a lot of help from the teams above us. But both of our teams got to win out. From what I've seen on Thanksgiving, what I've seen both can beat anybody in the league, but both can lose to anybody in the league.
Yeah.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, unless you're talking to John. He thinks they're going to beat everybody. Chiefs defense this year in the 6 losses. Down 6 with 2:37 left in week 1. Never got the ball. Down 3 with 3 minutes left versus the Eagles in week 2. Never got the ball back. Up 4 with 1:45 left in week 5 Jaguars. D gave up the lead. Tied with 2:59 left in week 11 Broncos. Never got the ball back. Down 3 with 3:27 left against the Cowboys. Never got the ball back. Chiefs defense blew a lead in the 4th quarter in 3 of their 6 losses this year.
Not good. I mean, that first week, Chris Jones made a selfish play by going inside, left it wide open for Herbert to run wide open. You didn't get no pressure on Jalen Hurts in that Eagles game, and he made a throw downfield. Same thing with Bo Nix, no pressure. Dak Prescott, I mean, I think it's probably the cleanest game he's ever played because he didn't even get touched.
So,
I mean,
going into the offseason,
going into the offseason, the offense is fine. Now we do got a couple of injuries on the offensive line. I think our offensive line with Josh Simmons and Jalen Taylor, Trey Smith, and Creed Humphrey, just think it's fine. Going to offseason, I think your top targets are you need a pass rusher. You need another linebacker. I'm not saying get rid of Nick Bolton, but we need someone that's going to be able to cut. Nick Bolton is not very good in coverage. We need someone that's going to be able to fly around. And then a running back. Those are my top 3 things. We need a stud running back. We need another pass rusher, and we need another linebacker. Is
Travis Kelce's last year this year?
I don't think it is. Dude, the way he's playing, man.
He's playing really good.
He's going to have over 1,000 yards again, probably.
He's returned with a vengeance.
Yeah,
and what I think part of it is, and this is what we lost Rashid Rice in week 3 last year. Okay, Okay, Rashid Rice and these receivers being healthy has opened it back up again for Travis Kelce, and that's key. When you're a dominant tight end, okay, well, if you ain't got anybody on the outside to help you out, they're just going to double team you the whole damn time. I mean, Gronk saw it. I mean, all the great tight ends saw it, but then if you get someone on the outside for him, then like, hey, we got a little bit more one-on-ones and stuff like that. I mean, does he have the same step he had? No, but I think, especially if we don't make the playoffs this year, I think he for sure will come back for 1 year because I don't think that's going to be how he wants to end his career.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's going to be interesting. The NFL is absolutely bonkers right now, and this is always a fun view of the NFL. This is what, when I was a kid, what I always imagined the NFL as. That picture right there is beautiful.
I love it.
Yes, it is.
That's just beautiful. That game right there is probably, I don't know, it was probably 6-3. It was just downright dirty.
The NFL, the best pro product there is out there. I mean,
it is
unbelievably good entertainment.
And what's funny is the misconception is that it's nonstop action. Not really. The amount of action minutes is actually very low, but it's everything that goes inside of leading up to the action, the formations, the substitutions, the timeouts, the motions, everything. Defense players are moving all over the place. It's all just, it's like you always say, it just looks like just a soap opera. You're just watching it just unfold. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. But you know what else was unbelievable? Sit down, LSU Tigers.
That defense.
Sit
that defense.
down.
That defense.
Ugly victory, but it was a good one.
Hey, you take the victories ugly. You take them.
I don't listen.
Win by one,
Hey, as an Oklahoma State fan,
you win by 1 or 1,000.
Okay.
Listen,
You win by 1 or 1,000.
My teams I hate the most are Texas number 1. LSU is number 2 for me. I cannot stand LSU, and for obvious reasons. You know, I've got some coworkers at I got a coworker at my school that she went off on me today because I mentioned somebody wearing an OU shirt. She went, "Well, we won when it mattered with the bowl game." Well, guess what? Take that L right here.
Oh, congratulations to her congratulations to her on just hiring her third coach in the last 5 years. Great program.
Take that L. I can't stand them. And I saw something today. Speaking on LSU, I saw something today that, well, you know, this is some pretty big news here. Lane Kiffin getting hired at LSU, but I heard it was Teddy Lehman talking, and he said, "I've never liked Lane Kiffin. I've always thought he was kind of a scumbag." But he said that program has also kind of been known as a dirty program. So it's almost probably a perfect fit. Now, there's so much narrative going around this whole situation right now with LSU hiring Lane Kiffin. Okay. I'm going to get your guys' opinions here in a minute. Okay. But number one, LSU got Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss. Okay. At Ole Miss was the best regular season Ole Miss team that they've ever had. He led them to that. I think he was there for 6 years. I forget the records, like 55-19 or something like that. Very great, very good coach, very good offensive coach. I think we can all agree to that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, number one, I'm asking you this in parts. Number one, was this the right move by Lane Kiffin?
I think so.
I mean, we say I think so and stuff because what? LSU supposedly has more resources, better recruiting ground, blah, 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 all this. Okay. So I went back and looked a little bit deeper into LSU because I'm like, okay, why do they only got 4 national championships? Why? I mean, yeah, they won 3 of them in the last 25 years. Okay. But what is the true story behind LSU? So, you know, Nick Saban, we all agree, greatest college coach ever, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I don't think there's a question.
In his so many years in Alabama, he lost 29 games. Okay. Greatest coach ever. Okay. And LSU time, he lost 16 games in 5 years. Okay, so the greatest coach of all time there, and then you go on to Les Miles, same thing. There's a lot of years in there where they're 8-4, 9-4, 10-3, 10-2. Brian Kelly went 10-3, 10-3, and then he was 9-4, and then this year he went 6 and whatever. So all I've heard about in the last 10 years about LSU, they got all these resources. It's one of the top jobs there is. Well, why isn't it sustained success? Why can't it be a sustained success? I'm sorry. I would rather be what OU was under Bob Stoops than hiring 3 coaches in a 5-year period. I would rather be that. Even though you won 3 national championships since 2025, I'd rather have a coach from 99 until he retires on his own. We didn't fire a coach. We didn't fire him. I'd rather be what Alabama was with the next. Yeah, he won a lot of things, but I'd rather have that stability and constant winning 10, 11 games and having a chance to be there and winning conference title games than hiring 3 coaches in a 5-year period.
Yeah,
I think LSU is way overhyped as a program. I think it's way overtaught because if they weren't in the SEC and they're in the Big 12, I don't think you'd even be talking about them as much. Because if they got all these resources and they got this recruiting hotbed, which there's great athletes that come from LSU, why aren't these coaches putting back-to-back years of 13, 12?
You could argue if that was the case, they was in the Big 12, they would have been Texas A&M.
Most likely, yes.
That's what Texas A&M goes to SEC, and then all of a sudden they think that they're the cat's meow, and they're good this year. But I mean, they've always had that hype and have all these resources and stuff too. John, do you have any comment on the hire? Do you think it's best for him?
And the reason, we say it's a good move for him, I think it is just simply because nowadays, I mean, it's one of those things where kids ain't staying very long anyway. I mean, the NIL, they're going to be there a year or two and you're going to be moving on to somebody else. So if you're going to absolutely just pay and get the guys or, bring in the team to win a national championship, I think he will have a better chance to do it at LSU than he will Ole Miss. On top of, the hype that he's bringing,
you say that, John, but he just coached a team to 11-1 record. That's going to be college football playoff.
And this is what I'm saying.
LSU just fired another coach.
So if you've got players that are on the fence for, whether, top guys that were on the fence about going to LSU or going to Ole Miss with him, this could potentially, if he goes and reaches out to them or whatever, this could push them their way. I think with the hype that is coming with him being the coach, I think you'll see an influx of big names and big recruits or whatever committing to LSU as well. So I think.
So I'm gonna name off some players for you that LSU's had in the last 10 years. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Jalen Daniels, Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors, Keyshawn Boutte. You know how many national championships they got out of that and how many SEC titles
I understand
they got out of that? 1. So you talk about always going to have influx of these players. And you can't tell me, it's the coaches we have, because Nick Saban was there. He won 1 national championship. He had great players.
Yeah, but you can't compare Nick Saban's teams to now's football anyway, because that was different time. I mean, I
think the expectations of an LSU, like Ben just made a good comparison. I think it's a lot like Texas A&M, is their fan base and their organization thinks they are better than what they really are.
So the question was, though, do we think it's a good move for Lane Kiffin? And the answer is yes, because if there's a chance he's going to win a national championship, he's got a better chance at doing it at LSU than he does Ole Miss.
Now,
I think this is just a stepping stone to the job he really wants.
Alabama.
And that's it. Alabama.
I'll piggyback off that, John. I think Lane Kiffin, I think I saw he's 52 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's up there now. Got this big, massive contract from LSU. Now, I did hear that I think Ole Miss was going to pay him more to stay. I think I saw that. Like they were going to have a contract that was bigger. But
Lane said it came down to who was going to give him more money for players.
Okay, and there's a resources thing we talk about with LSU. But to piggyback off John, for Lane Kiffin, he's 52. He's getting older. You know, who knows how long he wants to coach. His dad coached forever and was good at it. But let's say he wants to get to age 60 to coach. Well, could this take him there? Yes, this could.
Mm-hmm.
Could this give him the better chance to win a national championship? Yes, even though Ole Miss is 11-1 this year and has a really good shot, as good a shot of anybody, really. LSU does have more resources to be able to do that. However, part number 2 I want to ask you guys is, do you like a head coach leaving like he did when you have an 11-1 team in the college football playoff, currently going to the playoffs, a chance to win a national title? Do you like him dipping like he did?
So I read a thing, 2 things. Rick Pitino says this ain't a coaching issue. Rick Pitino, one of the best college basketball coaches ever. He said it's a college football issue and their calendar issue because Rick Pitino says, I can coach my team. We can get a 1 seed, be a favorite, win a national championship. We make a run. I can leave at the end of March, but I can still get to coach my team out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I saw a thing today, that said that he might have been delaying his decision. Because people are saying, oh, he prolonged it too long. What people said that because his agent, Jimmy Sexton's agent with Kalen DeBoer, that there was rumors that if he lost that Iron Bowl, he was getting fired on the spot. Well, and they wanted Lane. So he won the Iron Bowl SEC championship. So that's what's kind of set things in motion or whatever. So I think I don't have any issue with how he left because it happens all the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
got these coach. If Tulane might make the playoffs, that coach left. I mean, it happens all the time.
Look at the coach. Oklahoma State just hired Eric Morris. But now the difference is with North Texas, obviously completely totally different programs. But the fact of the matter is they're still being talked about making the last spot in the playoffs. Yet North Texas and Oklahoma State has agreed for him to continue coaching the team until the season's over. So I saw a report where Lane Kiffin and his coaching staff and the players wanted him to remain and coach to finish the season. And Ole Miss said, sorry about you. See you, GTFO,
Which brings me to part 3. Whose side do you take in that? Do you take Lane Kiffin's side or you take Ole Miss's administration?
I take Lane Kiffin's side.
I take Ole Miss's side. So there's a story like this back in 1989, Michigan basketball. That coach coached them, won the Big Ten championship, accepted a job to Arizona. Bo Schembechler said, I want a Michigan guy coaching the Michigan basketball team. Told him to get on. Gave the job to Steve Fisher. They went and won the national championship. So I'm on Ole Miss's side. Okay, you're telling me you're coming to me. I'm your boss. You're telling me I'm taking this job. I'm leaving no matter what. Blah blah blah. I know you
to basically your big brother.
Yeah, you offered me more money or whatever, but I'm going to one of our conference rivals. But I would like to finish it out and maybe try to win the national championship here. But I'm still going to be gone. I'm sorry. If I'm the administrator, president, AD, I'm telling Lane if he comes to me and said I accept another job, go on, Lane. I'm sorry.
Well, the only reason why I take Lane Kiffin's side is because of what you mentioned a minute ago: the schedule, the timing of the firing and the hirings. Just like we discussed earlier, I hate the fact that we're firing coaches mid-season. I hate the fact that we're sitting here talking about what coaches are what while the season is still going on. The college football scheduling and how things are done is why this is being done this way. It's not Lane's fault. It's not Eric's fault. It's not even Ole Miss's fault. It's college football as a whole. They have got.
It's not his fault, but I'm not saying Lane is wrong in this.
Well, no, and that's what I'm saying. Like I got to take the coach's side on this part.
I agree with Ole Miss saying no. Go on, take your job. bygones be. Thank you for what you did, but we're going to move on with this team as it is.
Well,
without
my problem is by doing that, you make this about you. You make this about Ole Miss. What about the kids that he's coached all season to the 11-1 victory, who has them ranked 6th or 7th in the nation, pushing for a playoffs? So you're saying just because he takes another job, he can't
as a kid
coach.
If I was a kid on that team, him taking that job to LSU,
slap in the face.
Half of them won't even be there next year. It doesn't matter.
It's a slap in the face to me.
But
if I'm that,
but again, the report stated the players wanted him there. The players wanted him to finish it out.
How true is that? Because I've seen reports.
I was about to say, I have seen opposing reports.
Reports saying that the players did not want him to continue on.
What was it, Marty? Who's the guy? Marty Smith? Was that who was in there all the time?
Marty Smith.
He said that they walked out of that meeting and some of the players were like, "It's the Golding era. It's the Golding era time."
And those reports is what I read is what pushed this AD to make the decision to not let him coach. This is where I think the little bit of scumbagginess comes out of Lane Kiffin. Mm-hmm. That Lane Kiffin it's me. I want to finish coaching this team, so just in case I win a national championship, it can be about me and I can go on to LSU.
Okay.
If I'm on that team and my team comes to me and says, "Guys, I'm taking this other job. It's one of our conference rivals. I feel like it's a better job than me." I'm looking at them like, we're 11-1 in the playoff. Okay, we almost made the SEC title game. LSU just fired a coach. What do you mean that's a better job? We just took you to 11-1 record, your best record ever, best record in Ole Miss, and now you're telling me that's a better job? So no, go on. If you want to go, get on.
So he's been known as being slimy, right? Lane Kiffin, kind of slimy, kind of not a lot of fans, not a lot of people really like him.
Well, Nick Saban fired him before the national championship.
Okay, so I say this. He had a really good gig in Tennessee in 2009. Did he voluntarily leave, or did they fire him from Tennessee?
He left after 1
year
I think,
to go to USC.
Was it to go to USC or was it to go to the Raiders?
Go to the USC. He went to USC for 4 years. So he left Tennessee for 1 year. That's why they hate his guts. To go to USC for 4 years, which, by the way, he went 8-5, 10-2, 11-6, and 3-2. They fire him in 2012, apparently, right? 2013.
What's in his defense on the USC, they were coming off of sanctions.
Okay.
And had a lot of scholarship losses.
That's the thing. Why did he stay at Tennessee then? So then he goes to, I think that's when he went to Bama. I went to maybe did the Raiders thing. Then he went to Bama for a couple of years. Then he went to Florida Atlantic in 2017, 2018, 2019. Okay. It's Florida.
So the Raiders are before Tennessee.
Okay.
The Raiders are before Tennessee.
So Florida Atlantic, he went 11-3. Then he went 5-7. Then he went 11-3. Okay. Then he came to Ole Miss, where he went 5-5, 10-3, 8-5, 11-2, 10-3, and 11-1. What's the problem? I mean, I understand LSU might have resources and all that. You obviously have found the winning success at Ole Miss. You obviously have been supported. You obviously are getting players there. You found what works. Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't care. So on point number 2, you guys said I forget what you agreed on. You agreed that whatever the question was asked, I was going to oppose that question. What did I ask on point 2? I forget now. Do you remember? Point 1 was if you made the right decision. Point 2 was if him leaving was do you blame him for leaving?
No. Like I don't think the way he left should be counted against him. What I think should be looked at is what I just said a minute ago. Is that him wanting to stay and coach is a little bit too much extra. Like
this is where
leave.
And this is where I disagree. This is where number 2, just looking at it from a coaching perspective, I'm sitting there going, you are, let me calculate this up, 32-6 with this group in the last 3 years. And you are finally have made the college football playoff. You have a really, really good team. You probably have a good team next year and the year after. and you just lead them high and dry. Because I go back to look at all these jobs he's job hopped from: Tennessee, USC, Florida Atlantic, Ole Miss, LSU. I think Teddy Lehman put it like that. He said he's real slimy in that he's always trying to job hop to a better situation. When we can go all the way back to Bob Stoops back in the OU days, early days, and almost went to Florida. But he didn't. He stuck with OU, and look what happened. I think he made a mistake. I think he should have stayed with Ole Miss. Number 3, I completely 100% agree with the Ole Miss administration. We have offered you more money, and you have reportedly, and you decide, no, you know what? I want to go to LSU while we just made it to the college football playoff. But hey, can I go ahead and coach? Will you be okay if I stay here and coach with all these? I'm an LSU Tiger now, but can I coach these Ole Miss players with this Ole Miss coaching staff that, oh no, I'm not going to, they can make their own decisions on going, but wink, wink, come on over to LSU, guys, because that's where I'm going. Bull crap. Get your bags and get out of here, and we'll move on. I completely agree with the Ole Miss administration.
So how would you – it wasn't put in this place, but I heard it on a radio call. Fans said they were a little bit more appreciative of how this certain coach left, and I'm about to say, would you have rather it been played out like Lane did on this, kind of drug out, or would you rather been played out like Lincoln Riley did and just shell-shocked, but he just packed his bags and was out? Didn't even play it out.
Because they're not the same, but they're similar situations. That was a big gut. That was a big. The Lincoln Riley thing was like complete shock. I had just had a talk with one of my buddies on this. He's a USC fan, and he's kind of brought up the same thing. And I said, Lincoln Riley made you can't say USC's a better job. No, you can say it's a lateral move. But Ole Miss going to LSU, according to resources, is an upgrade. Okay. I remember going through the Lincoln Riley thing going, God dang, we were listening to the spaces on X every stinking night, trying to figure out who our coach is going to be. Staff was leaving. We had dudes that went on to coach at USC that were still there out recruiting. And then they started getting blasted because they were already committed to go to USC. It was an absolute mess. So I don't know, man. I might say the way the Lane Kiffin thing is played out.
I agree.
Just so I know,
the way Lincoln Riley did it, shell shock. The administration didn't even know. He just you go and play. You already had your decision.
Took visits, canceled practice to take visits out there to talk to him. That's slime.
Already knew you already had the job going into that Bedlam game.
That's slime.
So if OU wins that game, they go play in the Big 12 championship. Still have a chance for the playoff. Blah blah blah. But the way Lincoln Riley did it with just catching everybody off guard, and like that
was pretty slimy.
Kind of a slap in the face of Bob Stoops, who set you up for that job. And
now, last question on this topic: do you think he's going to be successful at LSU? And when I say successful, I mean, do you think there's ever a point down the road that LSU's getting rid of him?
I think within 5 years, LSU's probably going to be looking for another coach. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if he has success and goes 11-2, 10-3 for his first couple of years, and the Alabama job opens up and they call Lane, he's jumping ship.
You think so? Immediately?
Yeah.
Immediately. I think Alabama is his job that he wants to end at. I think that would be the job he would say, I'm done looking. Or, let's say Notre Dame calls him. That's another job right there. Hey, this is my job. I'm ending that. Like, that's why we were so shocked about Lincoln Riley. It's like, OU is a job that you want to end at. Because when you talk about blue bloods, you got Alabama, you got USC, you got Notre Dame, you got OU. Those are the top 4.
And you know what?
Ohio State, Michigan. Sorry, those 6. Those are the jobs that if you get, you don't leave unless they make you leave.
when I mean, it has to really show Florida something right now, because Florida thought they had this in the bag and they just got taken behind the woodshed. That job is not great right now.
It's not. It could be a sleeping giant again, but I feel like Florida is kind of like probably what LSU is when Nick Saban took over. Like he took over the job and he got down there. It's like, oh my gosh, we got a lot of work to do. We need to upgrade our facilities. We need to get more money in this. We need to get more backing, because that's one of my favorite stories of Nick Saban is that, like, he sent his wife down there. She told him, like, well, Nick's going to be a lot of work or whatever, blah, 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 because he trusts no one better than your wife, which is good advice, man. Your wife should be the person you trust your most in your life. But he sent Miss Terry down there, and then when he got down there, he's like, Miss Terry, like, you didn't tell me. She's like, no, I told you there's going to be work done, but we're going to get it done. Like, I mean, and kind of like when Bob Stoops took the OU job, they were coaching out of trailers for a bit while they were still upgrading. And I feel like Florida needs a boost, but I kind of understand it's kind of hard to make that commitment when you ain't been having a success, Mel. I mean,
hey, OU, they do things a little bit different as far as hiring, and we did hire Brent Venables, and it's finally starting to pay off. But he got a lot of heat, and people are talking down on it. But the reason I say they do things a little different is I don't know if Lane Kiffin's name was ever really brought up. I remember back then at that time we're like, God, we need somebody. We need Lane Kiffin. But there's probably a reason why we didn't interview him. No. Because they wanted a dude like a Bob Stoops that was going to come in and not do this crap again. And that's who Brent Venables is. Now, if he sticks, if he doesn't, I don't know. I hope he sticks. I love the guy. But that's why we went that route rather than even like a Dan Lanning. I don't know. I can't sit there and tell you he would have stuck at OU. He might have job hopped. But Brent Venables, is like.
Oh, well, you say that, but whose name did we not hear in this coaching circuit?
Yeah, Dan Lanning.
Dan Lanning. Because I think there's a reason why. Is because I think the people got the message. This guy's probably not going nowhere.
No, he's got too much NIL money. All right, so just real quick, the rest of the job carousel here. We got James Mass's coach got hired at UCLA, Coastal Carolinas, got fired. Tulane's got hired at Florida. I know one of our Florida buddies, he's not super happy about that because he says it's just like Billy Napier again.
Speaking of Bob Stoops, he described himself. He's like, I want to do what Bob Stoops did at OU. I'm a defensive guy, but I want to put up points.
Yeah. Golesh went to Auburn. That actually is a little surprising to me. But he went to Auburn. Auburn's tough for me to evaluate about the job.
Well, do you got that post I sent you earlier about Golesh's compensation?
Oh yeah, I didn't have it, but yeah, what was surprising in it?
The incentives, so like for every ninth win and above, he gets like $1.5 million added on the contract. He's only getting paid like $6 million, but it's incentive heavy and incentive based, which is smart on his side, but it's also smart on the Auburn side that if they have to get rid of him, they're not paying a big buyout.
I love that. Ryan Silverfield hired by Arkansas. I have an Arkansas buddy at work, and he is. He was wanting a bigger name, but he said, I'm okay right now because he's winning some of the in-state recruiting battles already. And he said, we've been losing our in-state guys. We got to get back to winning those Arkansas guys. Jim Mora went to Colorado State. Cal's coach got fired. Of course, James Franklin, Penn State has not hired anybody. BYU guy just turned him down, I think. I saw that.
Shocking.
Yeah, Kalani Sitake is staying in BYU.
Yeah, so man,
look for Lincoln Riley's name maybe to pop up there.
Mark Stoops got fired.
Gruden.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, I think Mark Stoops fired himself when he came out and said, "No, I will not be stepping away."
Yeah.
And the administration said, "That's fine.
Yeah,
we'll make you step."
Yeah, away. Mark Stoops, Will Stein's taking that job. That'll be interesting to see. I've heard a lot of people are really excited about Pat Fitzgerald getting back into it at Michigan State. I've heard that they're like he's a really good coach, and this is a good hire for Michigan State.
Good hire for Michigan State. stability back there.
Pete Golding, that name was floated around whenever OU needed a coach 4 years ago. He stayed there at Ole Miss. He's going to be the head coach. Now they did.
There for a minute, he was the hottest DC on the market.
He was. And then they're going to let Weiss come back, Weiss Jr., and coach the offense. Of course, Lane Kiffin to LSU, and I think that's about it. So, and then of course Aaron.
So Charlie Weiss Jr. is going to LSU. Or is he going back to Ole Miss?
He's going to LSU, but they're going to let him go back and coach Ole Miss. They're going to let him be the OC for the playoff run. So yeah, I don't know if you just a quick guess here.
Who's Penn State? Penn State is probably the biggest job out of all these jobs that were open.
John, who you got?
Who that?
And I don't even know at this point because all the names, obviously the hot names that were out there, is basically already taken. I really couldn't even begin to tell you. I know Alabama's defensive coordinator's been named at a couple spots.
Here's the thing, though. They got Jim Knowles. Well, is he going to stay?
Well, so that was another name
I think that depends on the coaching staff.
Well, I mean, that was another name that was tossed around in some other head coaching positions. You know, do they give it to him? You know, who knows?
I'm going to be honest with you. The Kalani Sitake did not make any sense for me.
No.
When I saw that was coming out and that he that made no sense to me.
Yeah.
You know a name, maybe a wild card, and I might be completely off. Look for maybe them to make a run at Joey McGuire, the Texas.
He just got an extension today.
Did he just get his
7 year?
Take that off the board. I mean,
yeah.
I just, man, there's just. I mean, I know me and Ben talked about the other day. Besides Lane Kiffin, this has not been a big name, coaching search. You know, an off the wall name that if I'm Penn State, that I reach down there and check the temperature. Maybe you want to call Dabo with those Clemson fans being a little upset right now.
Yeah,
maybe call him just to see. You know, maybe if you think he can do the job, maybe call Bill Belichick.
Right. Yeah.
Do they throw the money? I mean, obviously Saban's name was brought up in the in a couple spots. Do they try and throw the cash at Saban, see if they can get him out of retirement?
And and this is a name, if I'm Penn State, that if I'm Penn State's administrator, and I know it'd be hard for them to do with the Joe Paterno stuff and kind of with his past and stuff right there, but I'm making Urban Meyer tell me no.
Oh, 100%.
Because that is one guy that I think could go head to head as the best coach there was with Nick Saban. That dude was one of the best college coaches, recruiters there is. But I know a little bit of character issues and stuff like that. But if I'm Penn State, if you can get past that, maybe I'm making him tell me no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this episode up here. Mosby, you want to talk about the Chiefs a little bit?
Well, Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, that's the Chiefs. Mahomes said it best at after the press conference of the Thanksgiving game. We have proven that we can beat anybody, but we have proven that we can lose anybody. I mean, you flip one score games, or 11-1. But you know what? If and what's for candy and nuts, the world would be a sweeter place, and it's not very sweet for the Chiefs right now. The road to the playoffs is very fuzzy right now. You can clear it up a little bit by getting a win over Houston. That defense, there's got to be some rebuilding there. I mean, the last couple of years we've tried to rebuild that receiver room and offensive line, which is what you got to do when you got a franchise quarterback Mike Mahomes. But now I think it's time. You got to rebuild that defense because it's starting to look like these teams in Mahomes' early career we're scoring 27 points, 28 points, but we're giving up 30, giving up 28. I mean, just some bad defenses. I mean, we got the talent there. At certain positions. Right now it's just a non-existent pass rush. Chris Jones is, I mean, I don't know what's going on. I mean, he's 30 years old, so he's not too old. I mean, but he's just not the player that he's been the last couple of years. George Kalafis is not the pass. We just gave him a big contract. Well, I would expect 8 to 10 sacks. I don't even know if he's going to get to 6. I mean, it's just no pass rush. I mean, just the defense got to step up. I mean, they've shown they can do it in certain games. They shut down the Lions. They shut down the Ravens. I mean, they killed the Eagles to under 100. Jalen Hurts to 100 yards, under 100 yards passing, and I mean, I think the Eagles only had 160 yards total in that game. I mean, so they've shown that they can do it at times, but it's just inconsistent. I mean, any given day, any given Sunday, one of the best movies of football, that's the Chiefs. Any given Sunday we can win. Any given Sunday we can lose. So I mean, like I said a couple weeks ago, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs made the playoffs, went on a run and made the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs go 10-7. And right now it's looking like it's leaning more towards a 10-7 season than a playoff run. I mean, we had kind of a mini bye, got a long break. I mean, we play Sunday night against the Texans. That's a must win. Every game's a must win. But I mean, you got games set up ahead of you that if you win, you get a tiebreaker. I mean, it's the Mahomes era. We've never missed the playoffs, and until it says eliminated, still going to believe in him. Ride him, die him, baby.
7:20 game. It's a Sunday night game versus the Houston Texans at Kansas City. 27 degrees at game time. The spread is 3.5 in the favor of Kansas City. Give me a score prediction. Mosby, start off.
I say it's going to be low scoring. I say 17-14 Kansas City.
John.
27-24 Houston.
You guys are so predictable. I wish I could get on the Pauly market and John's name was on there and say, "Well, John picked the Chiefs." I would bet against that every time. I'd be a rich man. I'm gonna take the Chiefs 24-20. 24-20 Chiefs. I think they get back on track and they get a dub. John, talk about your Cowboys.
I'm going to say it again. I told you so. Good win for the Cowboys. Obviously, right now, it's, as Mosby said for the Chiefs, it's the same for Dallas. It's a must win from here on out. If there's any chance of us getting into the playoffs, we're going to have every victory, that we can get. We've got the offense to do it. Our defense is much improved after the trade deadline, and getting some injured players back has definitely been very beneficial. But man, Dak had the one turn off there at the first possession, but after that, Dak was Dak. Absolutely just stellar on offense, very good on defense. And I mean, I've said it in my previous video, it was an easy victory and we owned them, but I mean, it's hard to say that when it's the NFL, but they score quick 14 points and Dallas turns around and holds them scoreless second and third quarter. And then they score, 2 more touchdowns there in the fourth quarter. But, 2 of the touchdowns they did score were on the fourth down conversion. So, defense is playing a whole lot better than what everybody has expected. And for us to continue this, they're going to have to keep it up. So I think Thursday night's going to be a big game. So I think it's our toughest game left on the schedule. So Thursday night we'll have a little bit better picture as to what the Cowboys' future is going to look like for this year. So I don't know. We shall see.
Hold on. I'm glad someone called him out for using that O word. Is either on YouTube or TikTok where he says they own the Chiefs. 31-28 game. If that's being owned,
it was easy.
Oh my God. Mahomes threw four touchdowns, had a better passer rating than QBR than that, but he was getting owned. If that's getting owned, sign me up for Mahomes to do that. Get owned every
day. Last I checked, QBR didn't win your games, buddy. Points did, and you guys scored less.
Thursday night at 7:15 on Prime Video at Detroit. It's a 3-point spread for Detroit. Oh, hello, John. Dang, good there, John. Lee.
All right.
Man, Cameron's trying to.
I was about to say, thank God I'm wearing clothes.
The Lions are, I think, 4-2 at home. Cowboys are 2-4 on the road. Give me a score prediction, John.
I'm going to go 31-28 Cowboys.
Mosby.
As much as John's confident in his Dallas Cowboys, I'm just as confident this weekend. I'm 34-24 Cowboys.
Oh, look at that. 34-28 Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions get back on track and they win. And that is final.
If the Cowboys or Chiefs lose this week, their season's done. It's over.
My final thought for this episode is the NCAA is going to have to figure some things out as far as there's a lot of things they can figure out. There's a lot of things they can figure out about the NIL and all that, but it's got to be the schedule and the timelines and these coaches that do want to make these moves. I know I was pretty harsh on Lane Kiffin for making that decision, but you know what? He's making the bukus of money and he's the expert. So what do I know? But they do absolutely got to fix the schedule. I feel like the commitment days and the transfer portals and all that, they're all jacked up. And I think it's because they didn't match it. They haven't coordinated with the college football playoff very well. So I think once they kind of figure out what they want to do, because they're talking about going from a 12-team playoff to a 16 to a 24, who knows? But once they come to a concrete, this is the playoff size. Now I think the NCAA needs to go, here's our schedules. And it's going to be tough because, the kids get enrolled for that second semester. And so they got to kind of match up with the academics because believe it or not, academics is the most important thing in this whole thing. Student athlete, right? As the saying goes. So once all the dust settles as far as how big they want the college football playoff, they're going to have to come up with a concrete schedule and move forward with that. But until we get there, it's going to be kind of cloudy. It's going to be kind of messed up. But that's my final thought.
My final thought is what is wrong with just being loyal? What is wrong with just being stable and staying? I mean, Bob Stoops did it for years. Nick Saban did it. I mean, you could say, oh, Nick Saban left Michigan State and went to LSU. Well, he left LSU to go take the opportunity at the NFL. The NFL is the big dog. I mean, if you get that chance, go do it. But I mean, you saw Steve Spurrier stay at Florida for years. You saw Pete Carroll there until he went on to the NFL. I mean, Ryan Day at Ohio State now. I mean, it's just Joe Paterno for so long at Penn State. What is wrong with just building something at one place? Lane Kiffin was having success. We just said it, 6 losses the last 3 years in the playoffs, 11-1. Clearly a lot better than LSU's done the last couple of years. Have a lot better chance right now to win a national championship than LSU did. So I think this goes hand in hand with NIL and stuff. It's kind of putting a damper like, hey, I need to go to that job that's going to give our players maybe more money. Well, I mean, I think for the next couple of years, Ole Miss might still be better off. Now, is this going to strip Ole Miss like it kind of did with OU when Lincoln Riley left? I mean, I don't know. I mean, hopefully it doesn't. I mean, but in this day and age with the NIL and transfer portal, I think it's going to pay off to be stable, to pay off to be loyal. I think it's going to pay off with Brent Venables. I think it already has. If Lane Kiffin would have stayed at Ole Miss, I think he could have still had just as good a chance to win a national championship there as he has at LSU because of the day and age of the transfer portal and NIL. I mean, it's diminished high school recruiting. Yes, it's still important. I know I saw a comment that says high school recruiting is still important. Yes, it is, but it's not as important as it used to be. I remember me and Ben you almost used to take off the day to watch National Signing Day. Well, National Signing Day is tomorrow. We ain't even talked about it. I mean, it's not even really that big of a deal anymore because you got the transfer portal. You're going to have, hey, I've got this 4-star, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go get a Cam Ward or a Jalen Daniels that's going to start for me and produce all the way. That 4-star can sit on the bench for a couple of years, but just stay loyal. There's nothing wrong with it. Be stable and just stay loyal.
Well, listen, I have been just about as confident as anybody when it comes to Dallas, but getting there at the end of the NFL season, games are going to start getting a little bit more important, more fun to watch. You get to watch teams like the Chiefs crumble and not make the playoffs, and other teams make the surprise appearances and push into postseason. It's getting fun. So, as a Dallas Cowboy fan, it's been a long time since I've even really cared about the playoffs. We've made it, 2016 and whatever. Dez still caught the ball, but never has Dallas in the past 20 something years had a team that's playing like they are now. But this is an actual business. The NFL is a business. College football is not. These kids are being treated like they are NFL superstars right out of high school. And we touched on this, I believe a week or so ago, but the way they are structuring college football right now and paying these kids millions of dollars. I made the comment in one of our videos earlier that, these kids are making millions of dollars right out of the gate, right out of high school. So what is incentivizing them or even pushing them to work hard? Can something just not be about money? Because money doesn't buy happiness. And yeah, I've always, said that I want to make all the money in the world, blah, blah, blah. And money doesn't buy happiness. But, I joke around and say, have you ever seen a guy riding around on a 4-wheeler who looks to be having fun? Have you ever seen one that's really mad and hates life while he's out riding? No, you haven't. So money can buy happiness and money can buy fun, but not at 18 years old. They don't need millions of dollars. Let's get back to the way it was. If you want to pay these kids something, pay everybody the same amount. It's a percentage of the earnings off of whatever for that season. And let's get rid of this NIL and the portal, because it is really, really, really ruining college football.
And with that wraps up our episode of Experts of Very Little. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you keep the first thing first. Spend time with family and exercise. Keep your mental health correct. Keep your physical health correct. And go enjoy life. Anything else, boys?
Just like and follow all of our videos. Please share. Get us out there. We've had a video hit 300,000 views on Facebook. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 300 followers on Facebook, 300 and some on TikTok. Thank you guys. Keep going.
Absolutely.
Let's see where it goes.
Keep it up. Let's go.
All right, guys. I'll see you later. Peace.
Easy.